Well, hey, everybody. I am so excited to introduce you to my friend Cortney. Cortney and I met in Nashville this last year, actually pretty randomly. And since the moment we met, we instantly became friends. We have very common passions and interests in just helping women and people share their stories and reach their full potential. So I'm excited for you to get to know Cortney today and to connect with her. So when you see in the copy of this post how to connect with Cortney online, make sure you do, because she is incredible. So Cortney, to kick it off, who's Cortney?
Hey, okay, so I am a Nashville native, and that's rare in these parts these days. There's a lot of transplants, so I can say that I'm from here. I'm not a huge fan of country music, though, believe it or not. I know that's shocking to a lot of people.
I didn't know that. I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
I know. I know a lot of it because I'm from here and they play it everywhere, but I actually love R&B and rap. So
that's awesome.
But that's who I am. So I also love karaoke, and luckily there's lots of karaoke bars here, so we can always find a place to do that. And I'll sing country when I'm karaoke. So
that's awesome.
Little Dixie Chicks action. But otherwise, I love working out. I'm really passionate about fitness and love reading, especially when it comes to leadership books, because I'm all about empowering and inspiring people. So that's me in a nutshell, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess I also like to tell people I'm the youngest of 5 kids and 4 older brothers. So that's like big family.
That's incredible. You do have a big family.
Yeah.
Well, and you have an incredible story. As I've had the privilege of getting to know you and hear it, I'd love for our BecomingMe.TV community to hear your story. And so if you don't mind, just take a couple minutes and share your story.
Sure. So I kind of had a rough upbringing. I was in a home that was domestic violence going on all around me, as well as mental and verbal abuse. My mom was actually in prison and is a addict, and so it's been just a lot of different lessons to be learned at a very young age. I came out of that, went to college, and actually lived on my own before college, but like during college I really found myself and took off. As far as my studies went, I did really well, graduated with highest honors, and then landed a job with a Big 4 accounting firm.
Wow. And
quickly realized that wasn't for me. So, well, I guess not quickly. It took me 4 years, but I realized that, God was calling me to share my story, and what I really want to do and what I feel like He's put on my heart is to share my story to really help other people who are going through challenging times. So that's what I'm doing now. That's the goal.
Wow, that's incredible. And if you had to pinpoint how you are so passionate about sharing your story now, was there ever a point that was just pivotal for you that you just, woke up one day and were just like, I have to share my story? Like, what was that burden inside of you?
Yeah. So actually I was working through the forgiveness process of forgiving a lot of people in my life. And that was really hard for me, but it was a breakthrough. And I actually shared a little snippet of the forgiveness process and kind of my perspective on it with a group of like 5,000 women on a whim.
Wow.
On a whim. It literally was just like, you know what? I think somebody needs to hear about forgiveness. So it was just a little 8-minute video, and I'd never done one before. And the support was just crazy. And I realized in that moment, just sharing a little snippet of my story, that I could help a lot of people. And so then I started brainstorming, well, how can I share more and with more people and share a much bigger picture and whatever. And so that's kind of what started it all. That was the catalyst. And then the next year I started putting together a plan and developed a site where I not only could share my story, but other people could share theirs as well. It's similar to Becoming. It's a little bit different in that we focus on people who have been through trauma and crisis and kind of their response to that.
Wow.
And has been powerful. It's really shown it's not stories of struggle, it's stories of his rescue. And I just really think that people have really been helped through it. And so it's a total God thing. I can't take credit. You know?
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And where can people find what you're doing? Thursday Thrive. Yes. Yep. Where, if they want to connect with you and watch the stories, and your story is even on Thursday Thrive. True. Okay.
In a much more detailed perspective, I guess. But yeah, ThursdayThrive.com. That's where it's at. And then, you'll find all the stories there, as well as more information about me and my journey and a bunch of other things. So definitely.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And before we, wrap up with another question, I would love to even hear your take on, you mentioned you went through the process of forgiveness. Yeah. And you randomly spoke to 5,000 women about that. Now you're helping other people share their stories and healing and redemption. How would you encourage someone to walk through forgiving those who've hurt them? How did that process work for you?
Yeah. So for me, it was all about, honestly, figuring out that it was burdening me more than it was burdening them. And that I kept thinking, by shutting them out of my life and not forgiving them, essentially, I thought I was in control. But in reality, for instance, when my mom would call me, that whole day I would be in this spiral of emotions, and it was because I hadn't forgiven her yet.
Wow.
And so it took me realizing how much it was impacting my life. And then realizing, if I forgive her, then I will actually be able to come out of this and not have all those feelings of anger and resentment and bitterness. And honestly, it's just like a breath of fresh air when you can finally forgive someone and realize that they don't actually owe you that apology even. Yeah. You forgive that debt. They don't owe you anything anymore. You just let it go. And it's powerful, honestly.
That is powerful. I mean, absolutely incredible. So, if you were sitting across from another woman, she's on her own becoming journey. Maybe you're having coffee, kind of like we are today. Hey. I love it. It is so cute. I love it. So you guys are having coffee, you're hanging out. What would you say to encourage her on her own becoming journey?
Yeah, so a couple of things. The first thing is, I really think the stronger your faith walk is and the closer you get with Christ, the more you can be attacked by the enemy. And so I think just helping her to realize that that's coming, and to help her know to where she can look during that time, and to God for sure, but also, grow a community, surround yourself with community of women that can really pour into you during those times, and just be prepared for that. And then the other thing is that I am a strong believer that you're only as strong as your biggest weakness. And don't be afraid to dive into those weaknesses and really work on them, because that's when breakthroughs happen.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that's really that's my two things that I think I would tell someone else.
That's good stuff, girl. I love it. Well, hey, thanks for sharing your story, who you are, who you're becoming, and just for encouraging all of us. I know you are a huge source of encouragement to me personally. Every time I see what you post online, and anytime I get to talk with you as well. And I love you. And I know for all of our incredible women watching, this is going to be an encouragement to them. And please, for all of you, go to ThursdayThrive.com, watch the videos, check out more of Cortney's story. It's absolutely incredible. The forgiveness piece that she was talking about. When you watch her story, you will see how huge and how powerful that truly is, and how that's true for our lives as well. So make sure to follow Cortney, follow Thursday Thrive. And Cortney, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.